Well, this is take two. Hello, Bud Files. Yeah, it seems to be working now. Hello, Holly Ivans. Hi, Uncle Al. It seems to be working now. I don't know what happened on the other one. I hate technology. I mean, we live with technology, but I hate technology. It's great when it works, but when it doesn't work, everything is just messed up. I don't know. I don't know. What did your grandma do, Mike? Hello, Idaho Garden Girl. Thank you for coming in. Hey, that's my line, still alive. Every day you wake up, thank God for the day. You never know when you're not going to wake up. I ordered a new office chair, and I got rid of my last one. It wasn't stable, gave me a lot of grief. She had a flip phone. That damn thing was like maybe something, but she ran it over. It was fine. She put it in the dishwasher. It was fine. She put it in the dryer. Rip flip phone. Yeah. Nita's cooking show. Thanks for coming in, Nita. Well, I had my daughter go and get me cards. These are Starbucks cards. I'm going to give them to people at work, you know, my boss and other people, secretaries, paraprofessionals, and such. I've got to write some Christmas cards for them. And I'll try to do that tomorrow. This is the last week of school before Christmas. We'll get out, you know, noon Friday, have a school lunch at 1 o'clock in the cafeteria. Cold War Prepper, how are you doing? and I'll be off for 17 days. I won't, starting the 16th, I'll be off, and I won't have to go back until the 2nd, which is a Tuesday. During that time, I have a colonoscopy scheduled, and I've been putting it off. It is what it is. What is my most? Probably steak. Steak, sausage. I do, grilling. And then the sides, baked potato with it. Nice salad. Gotta have some greens. I mean, we're talking about meat off the bone. Good, like a good ribeye, thick, juicy ribeye steak. Yeah, I can cook. That's probably my go-to meal. Sue Me, thank you for coming in, Sue Me. Hey, some of you are coming in here and I'm not getting a like. Please leave me a like, folks. I'm showing 4 with 9 people in the house. Give me some love. And Maria Marga Vogue. Thanks for coming in, Maria. I've noticed it's not just me. I've usually Cold War Prepper Lee will live stream like at 8 o'clock. I live stream at 7. And I'll go into his live stream 8-10 minutes after he started, because mine usually runs a little after 8. And I'll go into his live stream when I get straightened out, going to go to the restroom. And he has the same problem. He'll have 10, 12, 15 people in the house, and he'll only have, a handful of likes. So immediately when I come in, I check to see which like I am. I leave him a like. I tell, I'll say like number, whatever. And then I'll say, please leave a like. I'll make a comment, please leave a like to support the channel. People are real bad about that. People are real bad about that. So you got a premiere coming up, huh? Well, that's good. Please feel free to drop your link if you got a premiere, you got a live stream coming up or whatever. You got a link, drop your link. Thank you for number 6. And I have a channel, and it's a bigger channel than mine. It comes in just about every time I do a live stream, leaves a couple of comments, and leaves, and they never leave me a like. And I'm not going to say who they are. You can probably figure it out. You got COVID, and my wife's mom and my wife are at a hotel. So what, they don't get it. Yep. And the babies don't get it. Little kids, COVID doesn't affect them. I've never heard of a little kid getting COVID and having anything to hurt them. That's good, Lee. If I still have some energy, I'll come over there. If not, I'll run it on a replay. Why, thank you, Sumi. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Sumi. Old school values. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Be respectful. Show support. If you were a creator, I would, I'm subscribed to you, Sumi, but if you were a creator, I would be watching your stuff. Same thing with Nita. Nita runs my live stream sometimes, and I run hers. I'll always do a complete a rerun. Let her know what like number it is. I mean, it doesn't cost me anything to put together a playlist. Matter of fact, Nita, I'll run you tonight. I'm making a list. Nita's cooking. I will run one of your live streams tonight. And then tomorrow, I'll go back and I'll leave a comment to let you know I watched, or I ran it. I didn't watch it, but I ran it. And I'll leave the like number of it. Lee's live stream will be at 8 o'clock. Cold War Prepper. Lee, leave a link up there. Well, actually, he's got standard moderator, so he can basically link your channel. You know, I used to say that. I had my channel for several years before I ever before I ever did a video. If you go back to my very first video, it's about 1.5 minutes, and I'm sitting in my Jimmy, my red parade cap on, and I make a little, spiel for about 1.5 minutes, and that's how I got started. Might want to go look at it, all the way back to the first one. Yeah, I support you. And Lee, I'll make a note to run a live stream tonight for you. If you want to help people like Nita or Lee the Cold War Prepper, Nita's Cooking Show, or Lee the Cold War Prepper, both of them are monetized. So what they basically need is they need watch hours. They need watch hours. So if you run an hour or two, you run a couple hours. KP Heathen, thank you for coming in. If you run, that will help them. Run it, leave a like on it. They need watch hours. That's how they make their from YouTube. And running a video does not cost you anything. Tired. 9 in the house. Running a video does not cost you anything. For any of you here that served in the military, I know Lee did, thank you for your service. You should always thank veterans, active military, law enforcement, first responders, EMS, firefighters, people who risk their lives. They don't get paid that much to do it. Good so far, just finished cooking. Yes, my first video. It was about 1.5 minutes. Has over 1,000 views. That's probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I always tell people, go back to the beginning and look at that first one. You want to see the rookie in action. The other thing, I have a second channel. I don't post stuff on it. I use it to give watch time. I will run a playlist on it, and then I will use it to give watch time. If you're diabetically, I'd watch the Frosties. They they're not good for the sugar. Really, I don't know about that. I was bald then. I'm bald now. I did trim the beard. I did trim the beard. Ah, Diet Coke. That's good. Little Lone Prepper. Thanks for coming in, Little Lone Prepper. So I've got a new first aid kit coming in, and I'll do a video on it. I'm a little well, I laugh about it. If you can't laugh at yourself, I mean, you got to have a sense of humor. So I've been floating it around 1485, 1486, 1487, 1486, 1485. Then it was 1484. I've been floating at that same number for a while, and I'm waiting to hit the 1500. You know, I got 14, 15 more subs I need before I hit the 1500. And I mean, I'm not going and doing outreach right now. They come to me, they sub me, I sub them. You know, they join my channel, I join their channel. If somebody new comes in to my live stream, I'll join their channel. You know, and I'll let them know, and then I'll watch one or two. Man, what was that? Something fell. That was a shocker. That really was a shocker. Loud noise up back. Um, so I'll join their channel, and hopefully they have joined mine or they stay with me. I'm losing one or two overnight. Guru Dave talks about the purge, and I guess the purge is real. A ghost, yeah, a noisy ghost. I guess they call that a poltergeist. Chinese got into our Texas power grid. Cyber warfare today. Maybe they are now controlling things in your home. Right. Marie Holiday. You know, I really think things are bad. Uh, right now, we're not respected around the world. If you look at our leadership, our current leadership team, we're not respected and we're not feared. Under the former administration, people were afraid to screw with us because they knew what was going to happen. But we have what would be called a kinder and gentler uh, and dementia related, a kinder and gentler leadership in their dotage right now. Yeah, I guess. We're everybody's number one enemy. The ghost of Christmas present, perhaps. Loud noises get to me. I've got like PTSD when it comes to that. That's one of the reasons why, um, you know, hearing a bang, I'll want to hit the floor. um, you know, you should be concerned. Uh, the way the border's been wide open, not knowing who all's coming in. I see stuff on the news all the time about these illegals killing people, murdering people. A lot of times you get some thug murdering a young woman. There was a 16-year-old Hispanic girl cheerleader, and an illegal murdered her, and they got him. You know, I guess he molested her and killed her, and another young life lost because of a illegal. And you don't, you know, if it's a right wing nut, you'll hear about it. But if it's an illegal or somebody, you won't hear about it. At least not from the administration. Well, his his brother, his younger brother, was subpoenaed to testify. His son's been subpoenaed to testify about their financial situation they got going. The brother didn't show up, so I guess he's in contempt of Congress. The son said, "I'm not going." And Steve Bannon, who had been part of the President Trump's team, he refused to testify, and he wound up in court, and he had to was assigned 4 months of prison. So let's see if a court sends the president's brother and the president's son for contempt of court. You know, let's see if there's some reciprocity. I don't know that that's going to happen. You know, so far I haven't seen anything on the other end, but let's see. More and more stuff keeps coming out about all the nefarious stuff that's been happening, the stuff that happened in the last election, people who were involved in cheating. Something came out in Arizona about something about 5,000 votes. 5,000 votes that might have been by illegals, you know, that they couldn't verify citizenship of the people who voted, 5,000 of the votes. That was a close election. I don't know. I just know that if they overturn the results, and it's already pretty much out the window because it's almost all gone. But if they overturn the results, it would be chaos. The blue cities would burn. The leadership wouldn't do anything about it. They'd, you know, oh, how horrible! It's so horrible. What could we do? You know, and I would be calling out whatever force I could call out. And back in the day, you know, rioters, looters, shoot to kill. I guarantee you could stop a lot of that. But then you'd basically be killing a lot of their votes. You know, especially the ones that are willing to vote 3-4 times. Horrible if you did that to them. The Jamba Project and Julie Ann West, thank you both for coming in. So, that Jamal Bowman, who's a member of the squad, I guess he's from New York. He had been a principal. Embarrassing to say that was a principal. He was the one that pulled the fire alarm. Well, I didn't know it was a fire alarm. I thought it was for the door. You know, remember that guy? I think he was censored, whatever that means. You know, they voted to censor him. Um, I haven't seen him prosecuted. I haven't seen him arrested, perp walked. I mean, they got him on tape. Said right there what it was. He was trying to stop a vote. And socialists can't find their butt with both hands in a pack of hunting dogs, Uncle Al. Well, there are a lot of socialists in churches, I'm sure. You get some of these big mega churches where you've got these co-pastors, the husband and wife. Um, they hadn't had any formal training. Probably a good-looking couple of people, good talkers. You know, nice hair, look good, and they talk the old-time religion. Love the sinner and hate the sin. Oh yeah. They have a big house, they have big cars, they have a plane, and I don't know. I don't think that's what Jesus expected his followers to be like. At least those who were teachers of the church. Anyway, somebody got me going. Y'all should not get me going. Well, that's true. You know, nowadays people, they have nannies, or if they got money, they send their kids to boarding schools. They see them on holidays, and they've got accountants, they got people that do everything for them. If they've got money, you know. Yeah, being good looking has its benefits. It basically covers a lot of sins. Truly does. I mean, I really need to put together a script. If I ever try to get try to get big, I really need to put together a script. I look at things, I write notes down, I try to mention things. Um, I've said this over several live streams talking about the national debt. You know, there's going to be another in January. They're going to be coming up to another shortfall. That if they don't increase the approval for the national debt, they're going to so-called run out of money, and then they shut down government. Wouldn't it be good to shut down government? Not essential services, but all the bureaucrats. How much money would we save if we shut down the IRS? You know, they've got automatic collections. A lot of that stuff is automatic. Collection of money and various things. What if we shut them down? What if we shut down the FBI? What if we shut down the Justice Department? What if we shut all those down? What if we shut down ATF? Could you imagine if we shut them all down? I mean, law enforcement. You still have your law enforcement. You still have your military. Still have your postal service. But what if we shut down a lot of the bureaucracies? What if we sent them home? How much money could we save? Maybe we could come close to balancing that budget. My my mother was born in the 20s. My father was born in 1913. My mother was born in 23, if I'm not mistaken. They were like 10 years difference in their age. So my mother was young during the Depression, which was in the 1930s. And she told me stories about how her mother and her grandmother would make pots of food, big kettles and pots of food, beans and cornbread and donuts, you know, sweetbreads and such, coffee, lots of coffee, to feed the hobos that come through. They had train that ran through Sinton, train tracks, several of them, and the hobos would hitch rides on those trains, and they'd get off, and they'd come and they'd feed them, you know. And I never heard any stories about him taking advantage or trying to do anything wrong. They were thankful for the food, you know. Back in the days, people were thankful when they got help. They didn't get help from the government. None of the government stuff that they have right now existed at that time. Yeah, Japan was trying to expand and acquire resources a long time before the war started, before they attacked in December of 41. World War II had been going on for a couple of years over in Europe. And Mike Crusher Reviews. Thank you for coming in, Mike. I've been interested in the history of food in relation to the military, what soldiers would eat back during the various wars that we've had. And they did a lot. They did a lot in between World War One and World War Two. And actually, in World War Two, they did an awful lot to improve, expand what the soldiers in the field could get, where they'd have variety in different types of packs of food and such. And back at that time, usually, anytime they had food that they'd give out, you'd also get cigarettes. They'd always include cigarettes. A good number of the population, good percentage of the population, smoked at that time, and they did not know about the hazards of smoking. Cigarettes were real cheap back then. They didn't have the type of taxes that they have on them now. You buy a pack of cigarettes today, they're like $5 or $6 for a pack, and probably $3 of that is a tax, maybe more. Well, the Europeans have always been for the Europeans. Countries are always a smart country is for itself. You put yourself first, and then you put your other folks second. You know, but it's like your family. You put your family first. God, family, country, in that order. You know. But they had different rations, and then they had different accessory rations, accompanying rations, you know, out in the field. They had field kitchens, but oftentimes, if you were up on the front, they were giving you canned stuff, you know. You'd get packaged and canned. And you'd get coffee, you get cocoa, hot chocolate, you get candy bars. They experimented with candy bars, chocolate and such, trying to make it where it wouldn't melt if it was real hot. You know, it was a lot hotter over in the Asian theater than in the European theater. So they had to deal with excessive heat with a lot of the type of, you know, field rations and such that they had. You have some pretty good food there, Uncle Al. You'll get there, Mike. You'll get to your 500. Um, Being a ration type channel, you get very loyal followers. You just don't get enough of them. And it's a niche. So if you expand your content, you'll get more followers. You can still do ration reviews, but start doing other stuff. Spray it out a little bit more, and you'll get more people coming to you. 10 in the house, 12 likes. If you haven't left a like, please do so. I would appreciate it. Take care, Uncle Al. $125 for a carton in the commissary, huh? No problem, Jamba. I support my friends. Creative redundancy. I'll come by tonight, Jamba, and watch some of your stuff. How you doing, CR? Why, thank you. Here lately, I have not been putting out near the content I was putting out before I went back to work. I did do a short this weekend. It has 100 and some odd views. I hadn't checked recently. I did do a video, about a 3-minute video, where I showed my traveling over to a Speedy Stop to get my breakfast tacos and a cup of coffee. I did a video on that. It was about 3 minutes. That had 60 some odd views the last time I checked. It's almost a day old. I did post several posts on my community wall. I linked pictures of items that I purchased, recommendations as far as prices on stuff. You need to look at that if you haven't. Also, I linked 10 channels on each post. I think I did at least 5 or 6 of them. So if you're looking for channels that you could connect with that you may not be connected with, go look at my community wall, and you'll find 50 or 60 channels that come to me regularly that I go to, that would be good for you to join if you're not connected to them. Yeah, shoot a bunch of videos. I could do a bunch of videos and stuff, just just unboxings and such from various things I've been buying, preps I've been getting. I'll be doing a video on a new first aid kit. I expect hopefully in the near future to do my 1,500 subscriber giveaway. I'll do a video on that. I'll show what's in the box that I'll be giving out. I am planning on sending some goodies to a few folks over Christmas. Holly, if you have not, I don't think I have your mailing address now. I know I had it before because I sent you something other. You might want to email me your mailing address. I don't think you did. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but if it wouldn't be too much trouble, send me another email with your mailing address. I know I got Little Lone Preppers this last weekend. I'm making a list of who I'm going to run on my playlist tonight. Idaho Garden Girl, you're going to get some playtime. I've watched some of your stuff, Julie. You put out some good videos. You need to reach out to some new channels, connect with them, and you'll pick up some viewers that way. View their stuff and they'll view your stuff. Okay, Lee, take care. Julie, I will run some of your stuff tonight. Leave you some comments for tomorrow. Ten in the house, 13 likes. If you haven't left me a like, please leave me a like. It'll help my channel. There is a channel that I watch from your neck of the woods, Julie. Preparedness Veteran, PV. I guess he served in your military in the UK. He puts out some real good stuff. Thank you, Julianne. I appreciate the like. Take care, Jamba. I'll be by tonight to visit. Yes, he is very knowledgeable. You can learn a lot from if you join that channel, you'll learn a lot because he does some good stuff. He also leaves me some extended comments on stuff that I do. I mean, I listen to what he has to say. I value his opinion. Well, I'll tell you a few. Let's talk a few things about avoiding getting sick if you can. Well, for one, and it's common sense, if somebody's coughing around you, if somebody's sneezing around you, if they're, doing all sorts of gross stuff, try to stay away from them. When they talk about social distancing and they say 6 feet, it's more like 15 to 18, 20 feet. You need to really, and you don't want to be in an enclosed space because those germs, they spread out and this stuff is airborne. Breathe it in. These little dust masks that you wear, the ones that look like these little surgical masks, those light blue ones that they put out in mass numbers, those are good for dust, but they're certainly not going to block a virus. And a test I can tell you to take. If you can smell through the mask, do you think that's blocking anything? Walk past a public restroom that needs cleaning. It stinks. Well, if you're wearing that mask and you walk past it and you breathe and you can smell that crap, do you think that mask is blocking anything? And I'll say that to people who wear these masks, and sometimes the light bulb turns on, sometimes it doesn't. You know, I oftentimes wonder how certain people can get elected, and you wonder how the hell could that person get elected? Well, look who's voting for them. You know, look who their voters are. We're getting to the point where there are more poor people with their hands out than working people who pay the bills. Working people, if they're smart, they're voting their wallet. So they're not going to vote for the party that all they want to do is give away free goodies to the poor and tax those who work. The rich, they've got shelter for their money, so they don't, they're not paying big taxes. The working people are the ones that are paying taxes because they don't have it sheltered, you know. And the money's not going to benefit them. It's not going for things that they would want it to go for. You get these. I'll give you this and I'll give you that, and we'll stimulate this and we'll do this and we'll do that for you and all this stuff, And oh yeah, I'll vote for you. They vote, They vote with who'll give them who'll give them the most. Back in the days, in order to vote, you had to prove you were literate. You had to be a property owner. Could you imagine if only property owners could vote? Do you think a Democrat would ever get elected any place? It was only the people who own property that voted. Oh yeah, and there are people who own property that are Democrats. You know, I mean, your intellectual libs. The woke intellectual libs. They're Democrats. Well, they're socialists, but they call themselves Democrats. But they're not the majority. It's the poor, homeless people who live in housing. Section 8, whatever. Those are the ones that get these people elected. Bus stop. How's it going, bus stop? Ten in the house. I've got about 8 more minutes that I'm going to put on. I want to do an hour. That way the folks that, give me some watch time, they'll give me an hour. I've got a few that I watch on a regular basis. They watch me on a regular basis. That's how I get a few extra hours here and there. Heaven Hope TV. Let me go to your channel. Heaven Hope TV. 3697. And you have 7.72K. Big channel. Let me share you out. This is Heaven Hope TV's channel, and I will add you as a standard moderator. And we are connected, and I belong to your channel. Welcome. You are a standard moderator. There's one you can link with Bus Stop. Good night, Holly. Don't forget to send me that email. $14 likes. Take care, Sumi. I guess I got a few folks leaving for Lee's channel. He's going to be coming on anytime. And he'll have a few more folks on his channel than I have on mine. His channel's bigger than mine. It actually froze overnight here at Bus Stop. It was about 30 degrees this morning. Had frost out. Had to pour water on my windshield. Yeah, for those of you who are leaving, everybody take care. I'll be on for another about 5 more minutes. I got messed up today, and I had to restart. I don't know what happened. It kept saying signal. It would come on and say signal, and then it'd go reset. And I'd push the button to reset, and it was spinning. The comments were still running. There are only a couple of people in here, so I decided to get out of it and restart it. That's why it says take 2. because the first take was not too good. That's fine, bus stop. There's still 6 of us in here, or 6 of y'all. First time that's happened to me in a long time. Hadn't had that happen. So as I was saying, I'm getting through the week, having a grade. I've got to get my semester grades done. I've got to get my attendance all done. I've got to get all my conduct stuff done. I've got to write some IEPs for an ARD. I got an ARD tomorrow. Getting another kid full time. Hey, Shadow Scout Swede, thank you for coming in. Let me go to your channel. 2.64K subscribers. Let me share you out. This is Shadow Scout Swede's channel, and I'm adding him as a standard moderator. You're now a standard moderator on my channel. Please leave a like if you have not done so. That's a good channel for you to join, Bus Stop. Shadow Scout is over in Europe, Northern Europe. One of the Nordic countries. I would like to visit your neck of the woods. I would love to go into Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. I mean, all that area. I'm sure it's all beautiful up there. Except I'd probably want to do it in summertime, not your winter time. Why, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be leaving in a couple of minutes. I got to work tomorrow. I'm tired. I got to put together a playlist for tonight. Stuff that I'm going to run. Creative, I'll run some of your stuff tonight. And Shadow, I'll go over and I'll visit you. So, remember that the Boy Scout motto, the Scout motto, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts of America, is to be prepared. Being prepared is prepping, knowing how to do things for yourself, having things that you need in an emergency. That's being prepared. Life is good, but it is what it is. Things happen. It's very important that you have a couple of weeks of bottled water, a couple of weeks of food available, a means to heat water if the power goes out. Hygiene, your medication. You need to have a supply of all that. And I will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time, Lord willing, for another coffee talk. In the meantime, I encourage all of you to support each other. When you wake up in the morning, thank God for the day, say your prayers, treat people the way you want to be treated. And everybody, please have a blessed day. I will be back and see you tomorrow. Thank you.